Welcome everyone to the Bong Cast. This is our first episode, and we wanted to start this podcast for a really long time because the idea that Faisal came up with was to document all the thoughts and all the point of views that we had about this podcast, and because every time we met, we used to have a conversation about which artists we like or what new music has been released and what our artist at the moment has been inspirational to us or who has been since the time we've met. So it's been a very integral topic in our friendship because this genre has been very important to us, and like we every time we come together we talk about something new and something which is interesting to both of us because rap is something which excites both of us and gets us together as a friendship.
Yeah, so it how it came about was it was I was at dinner with my family. This was about maybe a month and a half ago, and I was Om sent me a random message, and it's just basically it goes to show how our conversations normally go. So he messaged me out of the blue saying like, hey, who do you think changed the sound of rap in Atlanta? And we like I gave him my answer. He gave who he thought, and before we knew it, it was like 45 minutes of us just chatting. It didn't feel like there needed to be too much thought or anything. We sort of just we were talking, we were discussing, and then I started thinking like most of the times we talk about rap or even music actually. That's how it normally goes. Whether we're on call, on message, both of us study in London, so we spend a lot of time together, chilling or whatever we do, and that's how it normally seems to go. So that's where I sort of got the idea that especially now with everything going on with COVID and you know we're not going to school, uh, we have to come back home to Singapore. I thought we have the time, why not start something like this? And yeah, so that's where it came about. It was
Yeah,
at that point it was just about setting up, getting it going. Basically the idea
and
was there, we just had to take it and do something.
definitely. And honestly, I wouldn't even lie with the fact that because hip hop hip hop and rap does play an important part in both of our lives because
Yep, absolutely.
it's something we've been listening to since we were kids. Although my sense of rap as a genre was not very expanded since I started listening to it, and we have a very interesting story that
Yeah, the
we want to
the
emphasize
funniest
on.
the funniest thing about that is you know I I I moved me and my family moved to Singapore in 2006 when I was only 7 years old. So I pretty much grew up here, and I started going to our school just the year after that, overseas family school in Singapore, and Om joined in grade 10.
10. Yeah.
He moved to Singapore from India, and I didn't know who this guy was, and it was the first day of grade 10. We were in the same
Man,
the
dude,
same
every
history
every time
class.
I think about the story, it just makes me laugh like so hard. Oh my
Dude, I laugh at the fact of how much of a dick I was. Anyways, I'll keep going. Like, so basically, it was the first day of history in grade 10, and our teacher, Mr. Bates, right?
Yeah, Mr. Bass, yeah.
Yeah,
It
Mr.
was a
Bates.
history class, yeah.
Yeah. So he was making us go around the class, introduce ourselves, like typical shit, first day of class. And yeah, it was like, uh, you know, I went. My name is Prasad. I'm from Bangladesh. I'm, I think I was 16 at the time, maybe 16 or 17, something like that.
No,
Uh,
this was grade 10. You must be like 15.
grade 10. Yeah. I turned
Yeah,
16 grade 10.
yeah,
Yeah, correct. Whatever. Same shit, right?
yeah, yeah.
So it was like introducing ourselves, this, that. And then Mr. Bates asked, like, what are your interests? So I told him I like listening to music. He asked favorite genre. I told him rap. And then he asked who my favorite artist was, and I said Kanye West. and, and then we go around. I thought that was it. I thought what else is there to say? And then we go around the class, and Om goes. He says, "I'm Omkar. Uh, I'm from India. I'm 15."
Yeah.
And then he said, and then Mr. Bates asked him the same thing, and he's like, "Oh, I also listen to rap." and my favorite artist is Eminem. And then
Yeah.
again, I left that class. I went home from school that day thinking, that's it. Like,
Yeah, like
there's nothing
everything's
more to
and
this.
there's no conversation that's gonna happen after this.
Absolutely none. And then I get a friend request, that day after school. Omkar Dasgupta. I said, okay, oh, it's that kid from the new kid
Yeah.
from history. So I accept. And then I accept the friend request. And I get a message from this guy. And mind you, this guy's talking like a complete fucking idiot.
Yeah. I mean, fair enough.
Dude,
I mean,
dude,
I'll agree with that
listen,
right now.
I feel bad, like I said, but you type like a fucking dumbass, dude,
Dude, of
back then.
course, of
I'm telling
course.
you
I
now.
mean,
Like, and it used to be stuff like one letter was small, next letter was caps, stuff like that. And this guy,
dude,
the message, and I to this day I remember exactly what the message was, dude. It'll never leave my brain. It was, yo man, why you listen to West? Like not Kanye
just
West.
West, just
Like,
West.
yeah, why you listen to West? And okay, I can say this now, you know, before, I would say like pre-grade 12, okay, maybe grade 11. Pre-grade 11 me was the biggest piece of shit, like snotty kid ever. If I could
Dude,
go
you
back
were
to
a
that
bully,
kid,
bro. You were a bully.
I was. If I could go back to that kid, me in grade 10, I would slap him in the face. Because I don't know who I thought I was at the time, but I replied to Om saying, yo man, you're a new kid. I don't know who you think you are. Like, don't question my taste. Like, you just got here. Who you think you are? Like,
Dude,
asking what I listen to. Why don't you mind your own business? Like talking like a
dude,
fucking
you're
asshole.
forgetting one line that I said. I was like, dude, why do you listen to West? He's whack.
Oh my god, he's black. How can I forget?
Dude, I can't
Yeah,
believe I
no,
used the word whack. I just can't
dude,
believe that I
whack,
actually used that word.
bro. Whack is still not as bad as West. Just the fact you
West,
referred to him
yeah.
as West. Like, to this day in my life, I don't know anyone else that referred to Kanye as West. Like, I've heard all the other ones, Yay, Yeezy,
Dude,
whatever else, but dude,
West.
West. Anyway, so that was, again, even after I sent that message, this guy didn't reply, or I think you did reply saying like, "Oh, sorry, man," or something
Yeah,
like
I did
that.
apologize. I did feel bad because I was a new kid.
Which is absolutely ridiculous because it should have been me apologizing first. I should have been like, and then anyway, so that was the end of that in grade 10, and then grade 11 through like this other friend group that we were all in, April,
Yeah,
like is when we got close again,
definitely.
and and then you came to me saying, bro, I'm sorry that again, I can't believe you apologized first, but you came to me and you said, uh, hey, uh, hey, bro, I'm sorry I was so like close-minded before I started listening to like more of like basically
Started
his what
exploring
was
the genre a bit.
yeah, like your whole thing before was if it's not gangster rap from the 90s, it's not
Yeah,
rap,
dude.
right?
For me, it was just about West Coast rap. So I was very,
Yep,
very. I had restricted my genre in terms of like Ice Cube or like Snoop Dogg or like Dr. Dre, Easy E, N.W.A.
Dr. Dre, yeah,
Yeah, so
yep.
it was not very diverse at the point. So it only changed later.
Yeah, so that's when you came and said, I like
Yeah,
started expanding more and listening to this kind of stuff. I think
yeah,
that was right after if you're reading this, It's Too Late came out,
yeah, yeah,
Drake's mixtape, right? And
yeah.
that's you came to me saying, bro, like the shit is hard. Like
Dude,
this is such a good tape. And I
dude,
was
even
like, wait,
even
this is the same.
even before that, I remember like even after the whole conversation we had about me speaking to you for the first time, I was like, dude, this is not wrong. This is wrong that I question another guy's taste in hip hop. So I was like, rather than telling him something, why don't I explore something? It's possible that it is good, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm just ignoring it. So I remember texting you one day, it's like, bro, this song called "Runaway" by Kanye West is fire. It's so good. And I remember that you didn't reply to me for that message, but like the next day in
Oh
school
my
you did.
God.
The next day in school you acknowledged it. It was like, dude, I'm happy that you're actually exploring this genre for real.
Man, I really was such a dickhead. Like I was the worst dude back then. Oh my God. Anyways, so yeah, that's when Om came and said that to me, and I think at that point I also reflected. I was like, dude, I should be saying sorry to you for being a dick,
Yeah.
for responding the way I did. All you did was ask a question. It was a shitty, stupid question to ask. I still think it's the dumbest thing ever.
For real, for real, for real.
But you were just asking a question, first day of school, like,
Yeah. Hmm.
So yeah, after that point, like, I think is where we became like proper friends.
Dude, because
Like
I think the hip hop itself is so important in how our friendship developed over the years. And like looking back at 6 years, that the first time I met you, I can literally say that 60% of our conversations have been about hip hop.
yeah, if not more,
Yeah, if not more.
if not more.
Because we're so enthusiastic about it.
Yeah.
Starting
So
from
yeah,
Kanye for sure. Yeah.
yeah, so the reason that we wanted to tell this story to start this off was because when we were discussing what we would do, what the podcast would be, what we would start with, uh we both were just like, we have to start with the greatest,
Yeah,
which
dude.
is Kanye. It has to be Kanye, and even though he thought he was whack back in the day, I think now we've come to a point
Come
where Om
far,
can even
yeah. Yeah.
appreciate how just how great he is, at least as an artist. Everyone has their own opinions about him as
Yeah.
a guy, and all that, and we'll touch upon that later.
Yeah.
But as an artist, we can admit that he's all time.
Yeah, although I started off with listening to just Eminem and how he built up my interest for hip hop, but still today, if someone has to ask me that who's one of the most influential artists in the whole industry in terms of producing, rapping, sampling, wordplay, everything, then it is Kanye, man. Like, I mean, that guy has done immensely for this particular industry, and I can't deny it.
Look how far we've come, Om.
Yeah, look,
In
look,
six
look at
years.
this,
Look how
man.
far
Look
we've
at
come,
this,
dude.
dude. It's insane. It's insane.
Yeah. So, but then we decided Kanye for the first topic, and then it just gave us a whole new set of problems because we have an artist like Kanye. You can like, there's so much to say about Kanye West.
Yeah,
Like, me and Om had to get on like multiple calls just to like
yeah.
sort of narrow down what we could talk about, because
Talk.
as an artist, even as a guy, there's just like so much to say about him.
Yeah, yeah.
um and it's like, it's never ending. There's always things that keep coming out about this guy. Like, just what, it wasn't even like last week, the
Hmm.
guy is a billionaire
You
now.
do, yeah, for real.
And it's insane because 2016,
Hmm.
15 or 6, I think start of 2016,
Yeah.
uh
Hmm.
was when he tweeted out saying like he was like what, 54 million dollars in
Hmm.
debt, and he
Hmm.
was like
Yeah,
begging like Mark Zuckerberg
yeah.
for a loan.
Loan,
you
yeah.
know and
Hmm.
then it's what, just 4 years later, this
And
guy
he's over
is
here again, man. He's over here again.
did a fucking full 180. He was in
Yeah.
debt, and now he's at the top. And
Has he surpassed Hove in terms of net worth? Because Hove is a billionaire as well, but like I don't know if he is worth more than Jay-Z at the moment.
I don't know. I actually don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, yeah, because
Because
even
it's
he just turned it into even he was a billionaire like recently, like turned into a billionaire
yeah,
recently.
yeah.
So
I don't know, man.
yeah,
But I
but
have to
still,
check that.
yeah,
But yeah, it's crazy that he managed to do that in just four. He was in debt, and he had to like publicly ask people to help him out, and now he like
yeah,
completely flipped it. And,
definitely, yeah,
like, even back then, like, the guy, you know, 2016 was around the time that was around when Pablo had just come
Pablo
out.
release, yeah, yeah. Wait,
And there was so much shit going on.
was it late 2015 or was it 2016?
2016.
Okay.
Pablo was start of 2016, if I'm
Mm,
not wrong.
mm, right.
Um, and yeah, at the time, like, leading up to the release of Pablo, dude, like,
Mm.
this guy was tweeting like batshit crazy stuff.
Yeah, for
It was
real.
just
Like,
like the Bill Cosby allegations were out there, and,
yeah,
and this guy
yeah.
was saying like Bill Cosby is innocent,
Mm.
and then he had this whole thing against Wiz Khalifa, and
Yeah,
that was Wiz Khalifa at the time. He was with Amber Rose,
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
had their kid.
yeah.
So Kanye was saying, Kanye straight up said like he said Wiz the Sun was produced by Kanye. Like that's a pretty fucked up thing to
Dude,
say
that's
to someone. And he said
absolutely
this on
outrageous.
Twitter, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, for real.
It's out of line.
Mm.
And even then, dude, like it just it just came down to like this guy just as an artist, he's just like I loved everything he'd done to that point. At that point, mind you, like like Jesus is King and all this other stuff hadn't come out yet. So at
Oh,
that
okay,
point,
yeah.
for
So
me,
that's a completely different
at that
point of
point,
view.
at that point for me, I loved everything he'd done. Like his
Definitely.
discography was flawless, and that includes, you know, Watch the Throne. That includes Cruel Summer,
Yeah,
even the like throwaway tracks that he'd done. Like, dude,
yeah.
the Good Fridays leading up
Oh,
to
dude, that was absolutely
My Beautiful
incredible.
Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Yeah, that
Dude,
was
this guy
incredible.
was like songs that didn't even
He was
make the
throwing
album.
music out like it's no one's business. He was producing music
Yeah,
out that it was no one's business. It was
yeah,
so
and
good.
it was
Every
stuff.
song.
It was stuff that wasn't good enough to make it on the album, but even that shit was better than half of what the other guys were putting up.
For real.
Like songs like Christian Dior Denim Flow,
Ooh,
one of the
man,
best songs I think I've ever
dude,
heard.
it's
I
such
don't
a
even
good
think
song.
I don't even think I'm exaggerating when I say that. It's one of the best songs I've ever heard.
Yeah, it is. I
You
mean,
know,
like, no doubt at all. Even like continuing to like Mercy or like New God Flow, the production and all those songs have been absolutely incredible, man. Like
amazing.
the way he has incorporated other artists into fitting his own production and molded them in a way that they sound better in the production that he puts out to the world is absolutely incredible. And I
Yeah,
think
for sure,
it's very rare that you see that in hip hop nowadays, for sure. I mean,
for sure.
there definitely will be opposing views, but in my opinion, I feel that he's one of the greatest producers slash rappers to ever do it at the
Yeah,
moment in this world.
for sure, for sure. And coming back to what I was saying, just because of that, I don't know if it was right or wrong. I can't say that, but
Hmm.
even with all the stuff that was going on around the guy at the time, all I knew was I need to get me a pair of fucking Yeezys. Like I would have it no other way, dude.
Of course,
Like
man, for
I
sure.
and then I went to my parents, right? And that obviously retail was impossible,
Hmm.
just as it is these days. It's just like
Mhm.
not possible to buy
The resale is
anything
absolutely
of.
insane.
Yeah,
Like,
and back then it was for the 350s. Uh, I forgot the name of the colorway. Moon Moon Gray. I don't fuck. I don't remember.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Moon Rock.
Yeah.
Right. And I saw that I was like, I have to get it. So I go on. I forgot where I bought it from, but the price I think for resale at the time was like 800. So
Bro, that,
I took that. I
yeah,
took that. I went to my parents. I
yeah,
said, hey, can I can I buy a pair of Yeezys? First question was, what are Yeezys?
yeah. Fair
And
enough.
I was like, oh, it's Kanye's new sneakers that
Hmm.
he's doing with Adidas.
Hmm.
And then my dad's like, okay, how much? And I said, oh, it's 800. She's like, what?
Just 800 bucks.
800. He was just like, yeah, shut the fuck up. He's like, no, he's like, you're not spending
Dude,
$800 on a pair of shoes.
I mean, fair, man. Like, my dad would kick me in my butt, like, if that happened.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah. He was like 800. I was like, he's just like, I'm not gonna pay for this. So I don't know what I look again. I don't know if this was the right decision or the wrong decision, but I bought a drum kit in grade 10, and you know, I sold them. I sold the drums. You know this, right? I
Yeah,
told you
of
I sold
course.
the
Yeah,
drum
yeah,
kit,
yeah, yeah. Dude, I've literally tried to
and
play those drums at your house,
yeah,
and
I
then
sold the
and a few
drums.
weeks later, it was gone.
Look, again, I don't even know if it was the right decision or not, but I sold them, and then using that money, I bought myself the Yeezys. And honestly, if I'm going to speak honestly, I don't regret it. I still wear that pair of Yeezys to this day,
Yeah,
but it just shows like at that like just because of how much I idolize the guy, at that point. I had to. I was just like, I would have it no other way.
Honestly, it's been very stupid of me to not get myself a pair, although because I have spent $800 on Jordans, but not bought myself a pair of Yeezys. So I really regret the fact that I don't have a pair of Yeezys till this day. And that actually hurts me. I might actually cop a pair soon though. but for real, I don't have a drum set to sell, but let's see what my parents say.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah,
Knowing your parents, knowing
yeah,
your parents, they'll say the same thing to you as they did to me, as mine
for
did to
real,
me.
for real, for real. Man.
Another crazy. This was after Pablo had already come out, and I just joined. I just started NS. I think this was like 4 or 5 days after I started NS. So,
Mhm.
for anyone listening, NS is national service. It's something that Singaporean citizens and permanent residents here have to do. So I had just started, and Kanye announced that there's going to be a pop-up store
Yeah,
with Pablo merch.
yeah,
And
I remember that.
I was, dude, I was fucking crushed. I was like, out of all times he could do this, he's doing this when I'm stuck in this camp. Like
During
there's
that
no,
time, you couldn't go back home, right? You had to stay in camp yourself.
no, dude.
Yeah,
I just joined, and so when you first join, your confinement period is, at least for me, it was 10 days.
yeah.
So there's no way I was getting out.
Mm.
And dude, I was like, I need to get something from this pop-up
Yeah,
store. I don't care
yeah.
what it is. So I asked my parents, and my sister. I asked them if they could go um, wait in line for me. So they
Mm,
ended up going like early morning just to try
mm,
to cop.
yeah.
And like luckily I managed to get, I think my sister managed to get me like a long sleeve.
Wait,
And
was it the red one? The red one?
no,
The
it was a wide long sleeve that said
Oh, okay.
like Singapore over here.
Mm,
I think at the
mm,
back it said, I love I love Kanye,
mm,
or I love
mm,
you like Kanye loves, something like that,
mm,
one of those.
mm.
And and then of course like the camo Pablo jacket, dude,
Oh,
that
dude,
one
that's
as well.
insane, man. Dude, I really okay, fine. Like when I checked the resale online on like StockX, that was extremely expensive because I'm not kidding, it was $1,000 plus for that jacket
Yeah,
itself. I
yeah,
was actually looking for like rip-offs online, which were like $50, $60,
yeah.
even $70. And I'm not kidding, even those were sold out. That was the hype at that point, dude. Like people were
It's just
selling out
something,
rip-offs as well.
dude. It's just like, it's just one of those things that it's just so nice to. I still have mine, dude. Like sometimes I haven't worn it out in a while, but like, because I don't want to like, I treat it as if it's
Overwear
like,
it.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
dude. I
yeah,
think I've only worn like a handful of times. I love
yeah.
it. It's like, and the thing is, it's like, it's something that I'll always relate or bring back to the life of Pablo as an album, which,
Hmm.
man,
Dude,
I don't know, a lot of people have said, they don't like Pablo, or it's inconsistent, or
dude,
it's not that good. I think Pablo's is such a great album.
Life of Pablo, I think for me personally, is one of the greatest production works he's put in to a particular album. Of course, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasies, of course, is an album where everything was top notch. Like I probably put that as the best Kanye album ever. But
Yep.
Life of Pablo, dude, some of the beats that he put in were genius, man. Absolutely genius, especially for Freestyle 4 and for Tyler coming and then sampling that beat for What the Fuck right now. And
Yeah.
being at an absolutely incredible beat, like even the song on the album, man, like I can't deny Pablo being like one of his best albums. Although My Beautiful would be my top pick for his album. So
Yeah. It's just even the way that it came out. Like I remember
yeah,
at the time it was annoying because he kept on like pushing back.
yeah,
It was supposed to come out at one point, and then he would just delay it.
yeah.
And then he was like, "Oh, we just have to tweak a few things." And then
Mm,
Kanye fans are crazy, so they would like wait up until like the early hours of the morning and be like, "Oh,
yeah,
where's the album? Where's the album?"
yeah. They were
And
getting
then
restless,
and then
man. Like,
every time, and because like even the little snippets that you would hear, I remember uh Virgil. Virgil Abloh.
Hmm.
He played like a live show, and he this was like months before the album came out.
He
You know,
played Father
and
Stretch My
he
Hands, right? Like
no, not
Father
Father.
Stretch My.
No, he played a snippet from Fade,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
with Post and Ty Dolla
Mhm.
Sign. Dude,
Yeah, yeah,
when
yeah.
I it was like I think 30 seconds. I
Mm,
heard
mm.
that clip and I was like, this sounds insane.
Yeah,
Insane. I was like, from that moment, I was like, I need this album. I need to listen to this like full song, like full high quality everything.
dude, I
So
remember both of
again,
us downloading like the bass boosted version of Fade. I think
that's
it
the
wasn't. Yeah, that was the
that's the only
version.
version I listened to.
Yeah, yeah, dude, that version is
Like
absolutely incredible.
it's my mom. It's one of her favorite songs. Like
Oh
my
man.
mom has Fade on her like walking. Like she goes for walks. She listens to that on her playlist.
Hmm.
And sometimes we'll if we're on a drive, my mom will ask me to play that song.
Hmm.
And if I do, I'll only play the bass boosted version. But
Dude.
either way, like it was just like such a great song.
Yeah,
It was like not a single, not released officially until the album, but even that little snippet had created like this thing where I was like, this is gonna be a great album. And then
dude.
the
Yeah,
whole
for
thing
sure,
came out,
for sure.
and then you get um Father Stretch My Hands
Hmm.
Part 1, which I love.
Yeah,
Great song.
yeah.
Even Part 2. Um
Dude, honestly, part two made me started liking Panda more than the song
you think
itself.
so?
Yeah, yeah. I think I started listening to Panda as an individual song more after I listened to Father Stretch My Hands Part Two.
Fair enough. I don't know. To be honest, I think when Designer first popped up with Panda, I was like, this
Yeah,
guy is gonna be one of those like internet like joke rappers. You know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean? He'll have
yeah.
like one song
The
and
future ripoff
yeah,
kind of
dude,
artist. Yeah.
Panda sounded. I honestly before I knew, I think I heard a snippet somewhere and I was just like, oh, I didn't know. I didn't know Future put some shit out.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Some new shit out. But yeah,
Mm.
and then uh, and then he added what's the song about? Why am I? What's the first song on the album?
Ultralight
I'm
Beam.
completely forgetting. Ultralight Beam,
Ultralight Beam.
dude.
Yeah.
I don't know why I blanked on the name. Ultralight Beam.
Yeah.
It was. It's a great song.
Oh man, yeah, for
It's
sure.
not like it wasn't typical Kanye, and this was before he went on his whole
Hmm.
whatever you like journey path, whatever you want to
Mm.
call that he's on right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Even back then, it was great. It was
It
I
was
think
incredible, man.
the last time or the last few times Chance sounded good.
Yeah, yeah.
Before he started releasing the fucking bullshit that he does now.
Dude, Chance's latest music, like at least his latest album, has been trash. I mean, like, okay, people might have like
Rubbish.
opposing opinions, but I feel, according to me, that that album was not good. Like that was like Joyner Lucas bad.
Dude, that was like Russ bad.
That was like Ross bad. Yeah, for real.
Fucking Russ.
Dude, dude. Okay, that's a completely different podcast episode because like we have to have a podcast where we are hating on Russ for like
Are we
40 minutes.
we're gonna do a 40-minute episode of just shitting on Russ and how bad
Russ,
he
yeah.
is. I'm down, dude. I can do an hour plus of that if
Yeah,
you want.
yeah, yeah, for real. I mean, I'm down for that. I mean, I don't care about the people who like Russ because I don't like the people who like Russ.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, shout out Bavia.
Shout out
Bavia.
Bhavya.
Dude, 2016 though was a great year for music.
For sure, man. Like with views coming after.
Amazing year for music. Yeah, dude, just because you brought up views now, should we talk about the beef with Drake?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I think that's the one thing that
Man,
needs to be spoken about because
like, dude,
okay,
back then, just think about it.
yeah.
You remember the original version of Pop Style, right? With the throne.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Dude, both of us were
And
so hyped. Dude, I remember I video called you and you were jumping all over your room when Kanye started rapping on that song. You were jumping on
yep,
your bed,
yep,
like
yep, yep.
literally.
Because it was released it was One Dance and Pop Style at the same
Yeah,
time, right? So I listened
yeah.
to One Dance, I was like, oh, this is cool.
Hmm.
It's a good song. Then I played Pop Style and I saw featuring the throne and I was
So,
like, oh. I didn't want to get my hopes too high because I was like, wait, don't tell me this guy got Jay-Z and Kanye on the song.
Yeah.
And then Drake does his thing, and then Jay-Z has like his like little one-liner or
Yeah.
the two lines.
Yeah.
And
Dude,
then
I remember the rhythm to the line, but I don't
as
remember
soon
the words to that line.
something I cannot be gotten, that's a given.
Yeah, but
I forgot the first line.
yeah.
And then as soon as Kanye came in,
Oh,
they like Pablo. Dude, I was on
oh
call
my
with you.
God.
I just remember like fucking running around my
All
room.
around the room.
I was
Yeah, I
freaking
remember
out.
that.
I was like, I just cannot believe that this happened.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
dude.
It was
Also,
just like,
before that, I don't know if Kanye has Kanye featured in any Drake songs, or he just has produced for him, right? Like I'm not remembering a Kanye song where
no,
like
bro, fucking Glow from More
oh
Life.
yeah, no, but that was still after Views, right?
That was after
Before
Views, yeah.
before
Oh,
Views, I'm
before
not.
that, I think before that the only thing they'd done together was Forever.
Yeah.
Other than that, I
I
think
think
other than
he
production, I don't think they
yeah
collaborated.
yeah same yeah. I'm not recalling like a song that they've been together. Our viewers, like if you do have a song in your head, like you like an unreleased or something, then do put it on the comments for sure. We would
Yeah,
love to
yeah.
hear it. No, but like
But
that
yeah,
beef
you know,
was bad.
it just I think there were signs already because the single was with The Throne, and then on the album it was his own like solo version.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah.
but then like the Summer 16 tour, which I went to,
Mm-hmm.
I went to the one of the shows in Toronto. We were there that summer,
Yeah.
and I unfortunately I was on like I missed we went for the first one, but
Mm-hmm.
then Drake brought out Kanye for the second show, and they
Yeah.
performed Pop Style together.
Mm-hmm.
And Kanye did, I think, a few songs from, I think he did Father Stretch 1 and Famous,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm not wrong. But so it seemed all good then. And like
Yeah.
Drake, how he is on stage, like he'll bring on like anyone and he'd be like, it's my brother.
Brother.
It's my
Yeah, dude.
fucking
Yeah,
brother.
for
Like
sure.
everything, this is my brother. It's my day one brother.
To this
But
date,
yeah,
like to this date, like for his last concert where he brought out LeBron with like with Travis and all that whole concert, like he treated
mm,
LeBron like
mm.
although like even he's a rap enthusiast, but he's not a rapper as such, but like he treated LeBron on stage like like he's an artist. So Drake
Dude,
makes
that
that
would have,
person feel like that.
yeah, that would have been the best thing ever for
Yeah,
me, dude.
yeah,
If I got to go to that show, like Travis is cool, but if I just
yeah.
saw Drake and LeBron on the
LeBron,
same
bro,
stage,
of
man,
course.
I'd go crazy.
Since you're like a massive fan, so I'm guessing you would have gone crazy. Oh
It's
yeah,
the
of
goat
course.
right there.
Look at that. Yeah,
Real ones know that's the goat right
real
there.
one.
With the Last Dances out and all these fanboys are
Yeah,
gonna say, oh, Jordan,
yeah.
6 rings. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out. You know the real goat is. It's LeBron.
Yeah. Honestly, I can't even comment on it much because like I'm not much of a basketball person. But
Listen. I'm telling you the answer. LeBron is the goat.
LeBron is
Okay,
okay, fine.
that's the answer. That's the only real answer. If anyone else tells you otherwise, tell them to get out of your face.
Fair enough.
Anyways, dude, we keep getting
I would.
sidetracked.
Oh yeah, we always keep diverting ourselves from the topic. Sorry.
The Drake beef.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, what are your thoughts, man? Where
Dude,
do you stand on that?
honestly, man, I felt that since Push got involved in the whole situation, although in terms of a judge judging their not like an official judge, but like like judging from an outsider's point of view on the beef and
Yeah,
like the songs they released,
yeah,
Push did out. He did beat Drake in the beef though, like in terms of the lyricism and the songs and the rap that he delivered. Like since like I think Duppy Freestyle was
yeah,
Drake's,
yeah.
and Pusha had Story of a Deeden. I think Pusha killed Drake for Story of a Deeden. But although
No, but even before Push did that, I mean, what
yeah
do you think of the end? Because like obviously it burst out with uh Push on Infrared and then
yeah
Duppy and then
yeah
Story of
yeah
Adion, right?
yeah
But
yeah
I think at this point everyone knows the entire thing was to do more with Drake and Kanye
yeah
themselves, and
yeah
Kanye inviting Drake to record in Wyoming when he was doing Ye,
Yeah.
and Drake showed him the pictures of Adonis in
Adonis. Yeah.
secret,
Yeah.
and no one was supposed to know that point, and Kanye was the one who told Pusha,
Yeah.
and then you go back to all these I forgot the specifics now, but all the like little details that would pop up about the beef and what it
Dude,
was.
and about the debt and everything that apparently Kanye had on OVO or something. Like he posted like a receipt on Instagram. I remember, like, just when the beef was going on. I'm not exactly remembering what the receipt was about, but like it was some money that apparently Kanye owed OVO for credits or some shit like that. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah,
I
but
didn't know.
I might be completely wrong, but like I do remember like Drake posting a receipt of OVO saying that this much money was owed by Kanye and like Push and everyone. So like I don't know, but that beef was definitely toxic for sure, because I feel that whatever it is, like Push shouldn't have gone as personal that he did, because
Yeah, look, as good as look in terms of, like you were saying, the story of Adidon was probably, if you're talking just on dissing,
yeah,
probably better than Duppy.
yeah,
But that being said, Pusha T crossed
he crossed the line.
just
Yeah,
so
for
many
sure.
lines, and I
Yeah,
think the worst one was touching on 40 and his
40. Yeah,
and the
and his
sickness that he
illness
has.
and
That's
everything.
just
Yeah, yeah,
too
that's
fucked
too
up,
much.
dude. You can't do
That
that.
just crossed the
You
line.
can't
Yeah,
do that.
for sure, for sure.
And a lot of people are defending, saying, "Oh, there's no rules. There's
Yeah.
no rules in rap. There's no rules in dissing." But come on, man, that
I
you're
mean,
crossing a fucking
if
line.
you look at the past, for sure. I mean, rappers have been absolutely vicious in terms of what they speak about in these beefs. If you take Ether, or like if you take Who Shot You, or like Hit 'Em Up,
Gay,
or like
Gay-Z and Cockefeller Records.
like dick sucking lips and all that stuff. Like it was at the point where you absolutely insult the rapper. But I think
Yeah.
times have definitely changed, and the audience has.
But the thing is, at that, even what we were just talking about, like Nas and Jay-Z, I think at that time it was more, you weren't involving. It was more just direct, one-on-one kind of thing. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? This was Pusha involving someone that Drake is obviously so close to,
yeah.
not just as artists, but they're like friends, almost like best friends. From what they say.
One exception would definitely be Hit 'Em Up, because Pac was like, "You came to be a player, but I fucked your wife."
Oh,
Dude,
that's
so
true.
yeah,
That's a fair point.
yeah, yeah. So I mean,
Oh
it
man,
definitely, yeah. So there has been like personal attacks even in the past, for sure. But to
Tupac,
to
man. Okay,
Pac,
no.
Pac was just something else, man. But still, but even if looking at the modern times, like there definitely has been a metamorphism in terms of what is okay to say to someone and which is not. Like, how much ever the rap community denies that you can say whatever you want in the beef or whatever, but there has to be a limit what you say in today's world, because people are definitely more woke, people are definitely more sensitive in terms of the content you release. So I definitely feel
Yeah,
that Push did go over the line with speaking about 40's illness and everything.
absolutely. I agree. That just was completely
Yeah,
uncalled for. It's not
yeah,
right at all.
yeah,
No matter how you spin it, and no matter how much you can say, there's no rules and stuff. It's just like there's some things you just cannot cross.
yeah, yeah,
And it wasn't even
definitely.
just like targeting. I think one of the lines was like something like tick tick tick,
Yeah,
and it
yeah,
was
yeah.
basically saying like this guy, like
He's losing
40's gonna
time.
die
Yeah,
soon.
die
Like
soon. Yeah,
how the fuck how the fuck can you say that?
dude. When I heard that line, I was just like,
Unreal, man.
"What?" He did not just say that, dude.
No, no, that was just completely uncalled for.
Yeah.
And then,
Okay.
but then also Kanye, just coming back to just Kanye, because
Yeah.
that's who we're talking about. The
Yeah.
guy, crazy fucker that he is.
Yeah.
He started posting all these videos on Twitter, and
Yeah.
it was after In My Feelings came out, and
Yeah.
everyone was saying, uh, Kiki was Kiki, do you love me? They were saying Kiki was referring to Kim,
Kim
whereas
Part. Yeah.
Drake
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
said
Yeah.
that. In fact,
Yeah.
I think
No.
he
Yeah.
explicitly said. I think he explicitly said it was about someone that he actually knows who goes by
Hmm.
Kiki, whereas
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian, I don't, as far as I know, has never gone by Kiki.
Apparently,
So you know,
Kim was called Kiki in one of the Keeping Up with Kardashian episodes or something, and they
oh
just made
really?
they just made a relation, like there was a conspiracy about the whole thing. But
Anyways,
yeah,
look, the point is, I don't think Drake meant it as Kim,
yeah, for
and I
sure.
don't think there's enough evidence to also suggest that. But
Yeah,
you know, the internet said it, Kanye read it, and then he started posting all these videos saying, "Oh, Drake, you know, if you were a real guy, you would apologize." And
yeah.
the thing is, apologize for what, dude?
For what?
Like,
Yeah, dude, you
why
went
would
on
you
him.
apologize?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's just, you know, another time where I was just like, as a fan, you know, and I think Kanye is a very difficult artist to be a fan of,
Yeah,
because sometimes defending the stupid shit
yeah,
that he
dude,
does or says is just hard. You know
dude,
this, bro. Like
dude. Of course, of
like
course.
the amount of like proper arguments and fights that I got into more in high school,
Yeah,
just trying to defend Kanye. You remember
the Kanye for 2020.
when he yeah he
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
VMAs, and he said, yeah,
Dude,
he wanted to
we,
run in
we we
2020.
had like a heated Twitter conversation, bro. Like I remember it was like a thread on Twitter which was heated about you supporting that he should be president.
I didn't say should. Hey, listen,
Like he
don't
should
make
run.
me
He
seem like
should
a
run.
dumbass. I no, I said all I said was, first of all, I didn't say anything. I watched the VMAs. I watched it for the performance or whatever he did that
Yeah,
year. No, not
yeah.
that. No, he won an award for, I think, best video or some shit like that, or
Hmm.
maybe I don't remember. But yeah, it was during that speech where he announced it, and
Yeah,
I didn't make much of it. I was like, maybe this guy's just trolling, talking shit. And
yeah.
then there's Bhavya. Shout out Bhavya again. Fucking douche. No, I'm kidding. It was Bhavya, and
Yeah.
it was. Can we say his name?
I think it's better that we don't because
Well,
I mean
you know,
it's
the people that, yeah,
a guy that we used
the
to know.
people know.
Yeah, yeah,
The people that need to know.
yeah. People,
This
if you
guy
know,
that
you
we
know.
went to school with. This guy that we went to school with, and he, you know, him and Bhavya were the ones who were, uh, they were basically shitting on the whole thing, and they were like, "Oh, what is the fuck? What the fuck does he know about running?
Honestly, in their defense,
What is he gonna?"
I actually jumped on Bobby's side for that, if you remember. But
I know
yeah,
he did.
yeah,
I know he did. And
yeah,
my thing wasn't that he should or that he would be a good candidate for or running for president.
yeah,
My thing was, all he said was, "I'm gonna run for
yeah,
presidency in 2020," and these guys were like just openly shitting on him without even knowing what his platform was
yeah,
or what he was gonna do or what he would try to do.
yeah,
You know, and and man, all I said was, until he does. Well, first of all, we don't even know if he's actually gonna run. At that point, it
yeah. Of
was
course,
nothing. It was something he said during a speech, you know, and
dude, he
you
just
know,
said it like yeah, like,
the fucking guy could have just been drunk, like he was when he hijacked, you know, Taylor Swift on stage. He could have been drunk and just talking off his ass. And we'll come back to that in a bit.
man,
But
dude,
we'll come back to that. But you know,
yeah,
at that point, we didn't know if it was real or not.
yeah,
And all I was trying to say was, until you do, you can't just judge the guy for saying, like, you know, you don't know what he's gonna do. You
yeah,
know, that was my only argument, and then it just blew up. And you know, eventually, I can admit now that I got, you know, I probably took it more personal than I should have, because you know,
I
favorite
mean,
artists and these guys are like saying whatever. I'm just like, you know, fuck you. Like, what do
dude,
you
of
know?
course,
Why don't you try?
you've grown up as a person. Definitely, you definitely had like a stronger bias towards Kanye at that point. But
Yeah,
now that we've come along so many years, you definitely separate him from his art, and I feel both of us cherish his art more than what he is as a person, for sure.
yeah, yeah, definitely. And okay, so like I said, let's go back to Kanye on stage
Yeah, yeah,
hijacking Taylor Swift, which
Taylor Swift. Yeah,
I think it did good and bad for Kanye, because it it put his name out there more than ever. Like, I think
yeah,
before that he was known within, like, just that within the music sort of community, and more specifically rap or hip hop or
Hmm.
whatever you want to say.
Yeah,
And
made him more global
that
in
made
terms
him,
of.
yeah, that put him on headlines, because Taylor
Yeah,
Swift was
yeah,
like, at the time, was like, in terms of, you want to talk about like popularity wise,
yeah,
it was like she was starting to blow up. So when
yeah,
Kanye
for
doing
sure.
that,
Yeah,
it put him on that bigger scale, for better and for worse. More people knew
definitely.
him, but everyone who knew him as an asshole.
Yeah,
Because let's look, I fucking hate Taylor Swift.
yeah,
I
dude.
hate her
Don't even get me
with
started
a
with that shit, man.
with a passion.
Yeah,
We can do an hour and a half of shitting on Taylor Swift if she
shitting
were
on Taylor
down.
Swift. Yeah,
But like, you know, what he did was not cool
not
at
at
all.
all. Not at all. For sure. I mean,
You
at
know,
least to be snatching the mic out of a person who's just won something,
yeah.
because of her own hard work, it was definitely out of line and borderline rude to snatch the mic out of her and say that Beyonce had a better music video.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
not cool. This not cool
yeah,
at all. And then that led to um him going off to hide out in
yeah,
Hawaii, like he did. Got
yeah,
the, I think it was a beach house that he was living in for a while, and
yeah,
again, for better and for worse, like, it was, I think, for what he was going through at the time, being like the number one villain
yeah.
was probably not good. But then
But
it led
as
him
an
to create,
artist, yeah.
it led him to create, which I to this day believe is his best album, best body of work that he's
Is
ever
it
done.
time?
You know,
Is it time? Is it time
are
that
we
we
are we
speak about that? Is
are we
it
talking
time?
about Dark Twisted Fantasy?
Oh my
Let's do
god.
it, man.
Oh god. Dude, I think
Dude,
we're not ready to talk about the album yet.
dude,
It's just too good, man. It's just
I
too
I
good.
I've told you, it's, in my opinion, at least, in the 22 years I've
Yeah,
been alive, listening to music for however
yeah,
long of it,
yeah,
it's the best album. It's the greatest album put together, top to bottom,
yeah.
I've ever heard, ever. Like, you know, I just, from the first time I heard it, it came out when we were in grade 7,
Yeah,
and I remember the specifics. I remember exactly what I was doing, and even from then, I was like, this is amazing.
yeah.
And at the time, I didn't even understand most of the themes, the concepts that were going into the album. I
Dude,
didn't even know. I just
that's the
thought,
best part about that album, right? It's like it's it's soothing to every age group that hears that album.
at
Whether
that
you're a
time, I
kid.
was just yeah, I just heard the album and I was like, this sounds amazing. It, like,
Yeah,
just from what I was listening to, and then
yeah,
over time, I started, the more I listened to it, the more I picked up on exactly what he was talking about on the album.
yeah.
And I don't, have you seen like the short film that he
Oh yeah,
did,
yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
Runaway? Dude,
Yeah,
I watched that when
incredible.
it came out in grade 7. Didn't know what the fuck it was.
Yeah,
Watched
dude,
it
I
again,
had
and
no idea what was going on in that
yeah,
movie, in that movie
no
also.
clue, no
Yeah,
clue. But like, again, the more you watch it, I think, especially as you grow older, you start to pick up on more subtle things, or
yeah.
whatever. Amazing, just top to bottom, the greatest album
Okay, what would be your
I've
favorite
ever
song
heard.
from that album? What would be your favorite song from that album? Okay, let's go for top three.
Okay, um, in no particular order.
Yeah, no particular order, just top three.
Personal. Okay, I'll do personal favorites. Yeah,
Yeah,
like personal favorites that always stand out for me.
yeah,
Um, Lost in the World.
yeah.
Um, Fuck.
It
Lost in
is
the
hard,
World.
dude. That's why I asked you the question. It's
You
so
know
hard.
what, bro? Let me just pull up the album. Just make sure I'm not missing or leaving anything out.
Leaving any
Because
songs out, yeah.
once this is done, I don't want to regret it. Okay, Lost in the World, gorgeous. Um, Lost in the World, gorgeous, and probably Monster.
Mm, that's good.
Probably Monster,
That's
because,
good.
dude, Monster.
Oh,
One of the only times I could actually tolerate Nicki Minaj. You know,
dude, come on.
one
Like
of the times where,
she's had good albums. I mean, like Roman
Ooh.
Revenge and like Pink Print and all those albums
Oh,
have been
Bong,
good.
let's take this down. We'll do an episode on female rappers.
On
So I think
female
that would be
rappers,
something
yeah.
good to do.
Actually, yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
let's
Yeah.
take that down. I think it'd be good.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, one of the only times I was like Nicki Minaj, like on okay, you're on a song with Kanye West, Jay-Z, and Rick Ross,
Yeah.
and you still have the best verse on that song.
Verse, yeah. Yeah.
Nicki, and that's an all-time verse, man, all time.
Dude, although I would still feel that Rick Ross's opening, uh, like Rick Ross's
But
verse in that song and Nicki's verse is like head to head for me for sure. I mean, people would say that.
I'll disagree with you there because Nicki just went on some like a different zone when she did that, dude.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think it's insane.
It's such
But also,
such an iconic verse.
yeah. You gotta do your top three, man, from the album.
Bro, man. Okay, for sure, my number one would be "Devil in a New Dress."
Oh man.
Uh, "Runaway," "Devil in a New Dress,"
Yeah.
"Runaway," and "So Appalled." Bro, these three songs for me in that album have been absolutely top notch. Of course, for both of us, the whole album is.
But honestly, if you ask me another time, I'll probably give you three different songs.
Yeah,
top
exactly,
three.
exactly.
But
exactly.
like,
that's the thing.
It's just that just goes to show, like, it is such an amazing, like, body of work that he made, and I don't know how he could make something that good. And at the time, you know, it was after the Taylor Swift drama where he was like seen as like the worst. You know, he was seen as an asshole, the villain, if you will. And he came out and released that.
Yeah.
Too good, man.
Dude, you just can't. You wouldn't have expected Kanye just pulling up like that and like just bouncing back into the game. You know, after all the controversy he had faced before that, I think that was a master move of an album.
It also led to the album being what it was, because he touched upon things like that, you know, and like and some of the shit that he had done at that point, which probably wasn't the best idea.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, dude, one thing I also hate about the fact that people would criticize Kanye for only being a producer and not being a good lyricist. And then I would want to tell those people, like, dude, have you heard 30 Hours? That guy in that song.
Dude, at this point, when Varun hears this, he's gonna shit on you, because me and Varun, even like 2 days ago, we were talking about one of his lines on 30 Hours. Where he's like, I hit the gym all chest, no legs.
No legs, yeah.
Dude, me and Varun make so much fun of that. Like this, that one bar, dude. We make so much fun of it.
But he's rapped so well in that song. Like he keeps on going in that song. He doesn't stop.
That's if you're talking about that, I think the better example would be No More Parties in LA. Because that, again, he's on a song with Kendrick Lamar. One of the greatest of not just our generation, but ever, arguably.
Yeah, for sure.
And Kanye out-rapped him on that song.
Yeah, the guy won a Pulitzer.
Is cool.
Yeah.
30 Hours is cool, but like, I don't know, just because of lines like that, it's like. And then on the album, on the rest of Pablo, you know, on Father Stretch, amazing song. I'll
the
stand
lyrics,
by it, but dude,
the lyrics are
bleached asshole.
Bleach your asshole, and yeah. Dude, but songs like Can't Tell Me Nothing, Jesus Walks.
Yeah.
Bro, some of the best lyricism I've heard in a rap song. Is incredible.
Yeah, his like lyrics wise, he was much better before.
Yeah.
And it's obvious, like in more recent songs, stuff like I Love It with like Lil Pump. I don't think he cares that much about lyrics and stuff anymore.
Okay, we're just gonna leave those songs on the side, and we're just not gonna consider.
Honestly, if I still I'll stand by it, Kanye is my favorite artist or whatever.
Yeah.
But I say that up until Kids See Ghosts. I don't.
But you
Look,
don't fuck with Kid Seagulls. Kid Seagulls.
no, are you, bro? I fucking love Kid Seagulls. I'm saying after Kid Seagulls.
After,
You know,
yeah.
I even went and bought Kid Seagulls on vinyl.
Vinyl,
I love it.
Dude, those
It's
5
one of the
albums
best
that he
things that
released, that he produced
I
and
think Kid
released.
Seagulls is one of the best things that both Kanye and Kid Cudi have done.
Yeah.
Just it's such a great, and like, you know, it's short, just 7 tracks, and like I can listen to it top to bottom, no skips.
Yeah.
But after that is where, you know, I'm sorry, like I'm happy that the guy seems to be in a better place, you know,
Mhm.
with Christianity and embracing
Yeah.
that whole thing.
Yeah.
But man, I can't listen to Jesus is King.
It's
Can't.
not good, man. It's not good.
I can't.
Like, nah.
I
No.
since it came out, and you know, initially, like, the day it came out, I remember, you know, everyone was on that hype, like, oh man, and everyone was making jokes,
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm about to convert, like Kanye is
Yeah.
about to make me convert to
Make it,
Christianity, and that's all funny, but like, you know,
yeah.
the more you listen to the album, like,
It didn't have the impact,
it's,
man, like that you expected.
you know, it came out what, September? It's
Yeah.
been 6-7 months since it came out.
Yeah.
If I go back to the album at all, it's probably listened to 2 songs
Yeah.
max.
I think, yeah.
Paul,
Follow God.
what's
Follow
the
God.
Follow God,
Yeah. And probably the
and
song with Pusha, like with the Pusha at
with
the end.
clips.
Yeah, with
Yeah,
clips,
yeah.
with clips. Yeah.
What is that
I'm
called?
I don't even remember the name of
With
the song. Like, that's how
Kenny.
bad the album is.
Even then,
Yeah.
the main reason I listened to that song is because of Kenny G on the
Oh
sax
yeah.
at the end. I think
Oh my
that
God.
shit is amazing.
Oh, he kills it, dude. He
Amazing.
absolutely kills it.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, we have so much to talk about Kanye, but
Dude, how long has it been running? Are you keeping
dude,
track?
it's been an hour. All right.
Well,
Thanks for
this was
tuning
the
in
first episode of the
of the
Bong
Bong
Cast. You know,
Cast.
since we announced it, put it out there, you know, everyone has been so great, so supportive, like all of our family, friends who have been you know, messaging us, and it's been awesome. You know, I'm not ashamed to say both me and Noam have been feeling a bit nervous about doing this,
Definitely.
but you know, it's been easier with the people, you know, words of encouragement and things like that. So you know, this was our first crack at it. Obviously, you know, we still have work to do on it, but I think
Definitely.
but you know, with you know, as it's been, all the support that we've had and stuff, it's been great.
It's been incredible.
And we hope you enjoyed
the first episode. Yeah.
And we'll be back soon.
Yes, sir. Of course.
All right.
All right. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.